Ladies and gentlemen, don't touch that dial. Sit back, relax. You're about to be taken on a journey like never before. It's time for Duke Loves Rasslin. Hello, what's going on, everyone? I am the Duke, and I love stuff. What kind of stuff? I love food, I love life, but more importantly to you, I love wrestling. We're talking pro wrestling, but not just pro wrestling, we're talking wrestling. And the real heavyweight fans out there, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I say wrestling. So, welcome to the show, and today we're going to be speaking about the upcoming WWE Pay-Per-View Payback. Folks, we are less than 15 hours away from the next pay-per-view. This is the next show after WrestleMania. And as you know, with the fallout from WrestleMania, it's going to be interesting to see how things get going in the new WWE fiscal year. Payback's going to be an interesting card. We have some great matches there. We have some head scratchers as well. But for the most part, we're going to see some great action. And if you're a big fan of wrestling, like your buddy Duke is, then you don't care what it is. Just give me my wrestling, I'll be all set. So, we have the kickoff match. Kalisto versus Ryback for the WWE US Championship. Now let me tell you something, folks. Kalisto, in my estimation, is a fantastic performer. And he's really coming to his own, especially since winning that United States Championship. This is a third kickoff match in a row for Kalisto, which for the life of me, I just don't understand. When he wrestled Alberto Del Rio, he darn near stole the show. So to see him in another kickoff match, I just don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Although I will say I'm glad he's on the show. But come on, WWE, please put the United States Championship on the regular pay-per-view. The fans deserve it. Kalisto deserves it. He's been doing a great job. That's what we want to see. Come on, Vince. All right, damn it. That's my Vince McMahon impersonation. It's pretty terrible. Doesn't matter. I'm going to continue to do it. So, Ryback. Here's a guy who last year he was having battles with John Cena, and he's in the WWE title picture, and now he's floundering a little bit. It's almost like he's out on his own mountain, and he just can't seem to get over that peak. And that's unfortunate because I do feel that Ryback has come a long way. He's a very talented person, although his in-ring work still leaves a lot to be desired. I hope WWE releases this guy. And I know that sounds kind of terrible. Hey, come on, Ryback. If you see me out in the street, please don't come and beat up your buddy Duke, because Duke loves wrestling. But seriously, if the WWE were to release Ryback, it would allow him the opportunity to move on. He could go to a place like New Japan Pro Wrestling. They could build him up to be a monster. He'd be the second coming of Giant Bernard, which would be pretty fantastic. And he can put himself in a position where he becomes even more valuable. So that way, 3-4 years down the road, he can come back to WWE and he can be somebody. Because right now, the guy is he's dead weight. And it's unfortunate, and it sounds terrible to say that, but it's the truth. With such a stacked roster that continues to grow and grow every day, you got a guy like Ryback, and it just isn't working. His gimmick is a knockoff of Goldberg. He is not Goldberg. So what are we doing here? So we'll see what happens. But in terms of this match, I expect Kalisto to go over in this match. I think it would be a great mistake for WWE to take the title off of him at this point. Continue to build this guy up because, especially with the influx of cruiserweights and what have you that are coming into the WWE in the not too distant future, Kalisto has an opportunity to have some great matchups coming up. And with that U.S. title, it can really put the U.S. title in a valuable spot. Also keep in mind with the impending brand split, whomever is holding that U.S. title, they're going to be somebody who's going to be very important and a key cog in the machine that is WWE. So, once again, hopefully Kalisto goes over on Ryback. That would be great to see. Next match that we have is Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains for the #1 contenders tournament final. Winner of this match will be taking on the New Day at a future event. First and foremost, this is an excellent NXT alumni matchup. You know, both Enzo and Big Cass, they know the Vaudevillains very well, so this makes a lot of sense. I'm pleased to see this matchup on a pay-per-view, on a main roster pay-per-view. Great job, WWE, putting this together. As everyone knows, Enzo and Big Cass, they're as over as anyone on the roster. I mean, literally, when you see these guys come out and you hear the crowd pop, I'm talking everyone, they know their catchphrases, the whole 9 yards. It's really cool to see. So it's great that they're on a pay-per-view. It's great that they're finally up at the main roster. And they're in a featured match. Now, I say all of that, but let's not take away from the Vaudevillains, who are a solid tag team in the ring, although they still need some work on that gimmick. It's a great gimmick if executed correctly. I'm not buying it yet because it just seems like there is a piece missing. Now, give these guys some kind of manager or what have you. Like I said before, P.T. Barnum kind of character. Step right up, folks. You know, something like that, just to give them that extra shine that they need. But I do have high expectations for the Vaudevillains. I think they do some great in-ring work, and if we can just fine-tune their characters, they'll be all set. I don't expect Enzo and Big Cass to win this match. I know you folks would prefer that to happen, but come on. You cannot put Enzo and Big Cass up against the New Day, at least not yet. We're talking two babyface tag teams. It just wouldn't work. It's going to split the fans, and that's not what we're in this business for. So expect Enzo and Big Cass to lose the match. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dudley Boys come out and cost them the match. And the Vaudevillains will go over, and they will be taking on New Day, which is fine. I mean, New Day taking on a heel tag team, what's not to love about that? So, once again, Vaudevillains over Enzo and Cass. That is the Duke's prediction. With that said, we're going to take another break, folks. We'll be right back. Folks, if you like the Duke, then you love food. And if you're ever in the New York area, head over to Barnyard Cheese. That's at 149 Avenue C. Some of the best sandwiches and cheeses in the world. That's Barnyard Cheese. Visit barnyardcheese.com for more information. Barnyard Cheese is the official cheese and sandwich shop. Duke loves wrestling. Okay, we're back from the break here. Moving on to the next match for WWE's Payback pay-per-view, folks. As you know, it's live on the WWE Network this upcoming Sunday. Can't wait. Next matchup is Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Interesting match. I'm not against it. I will say that Corbin has been picking up a little bit of steam since being called up to the main roster. He's a big, imposing figure. He's lost some weight. He's starting to get a little cut up. This guy is getting some abs. I see you over there, Corbin, getting some abs. That's pretty interesting. I mean, if you're going to be walking around with your shirt off, then you at least need to look like somebody. So this is cool. He's in a match with a veteran like Dolph Ziggler, who pound for pound is one of the top workers on the roster. So Ziggler's going to teach Corbin a lot in that ring. The thing about Corbin is he really needs to pay attention, though. Take direction from Ziggler, learn the cues and what have you, because you don't know everything, young man. And the only way to learn is to be in that ring with people who are ahead of you as far as their skill set and experience, etc. Expect Corbin to go over in this match, although hopefully they allow Ziggler to not get buried. I don't want to see Corbin go over clean. It will be nice if Ziggler is put in a position where Corbin cheats to win. You do something like that, then we can continue this feud, what have you, or whoever interferes in the match. Maybe they can transition to a feud with Ziggler, which would be nice. I don't need to see Dolph Ziggler lose another clean match, because that just seems to be par for the course for the past, 3 years? I mean, ever since he won the WWE Championship years ago, he's just been put in a position to lose, and not just lose cleanly to everybody. Anybody and everybody. This ham and egger, that humanoid, that pencil neck geek, this superstar. Everybody beats Dolph Ziggler, which is ridiculous because Dolph Ziggler is an amazing talent. He's been very loyal to the company, and he's somebody that the fans still respect and appreciate. So we'll see what happens there. As for Baron Corbin moving forward, this guy needs a stable. Okay, he needs a group. He needs somebody to watch his back. He needs some followers. Something to take his end of days gimmick and bring it up to the next level here. Because right now, by itself, it's just not exactly working. That's not to say it doesn't have promise, but we need a little bit more from Mr. Corbin here. So once again, hopefully they pair him up with some folks. It would have been nice to see a group like the Ascension be his backup. Unfortunately, one of the members just got busted under the WWE drug policy, was suspended for a number of days, which is unfortunate because that pairing would have worked. But hey, in the words of ESPN color analyst Stephen A. Smith, you have to stay off the weed. All right, moving on, folks. Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. Wow. First and foremost, listen, let's be honest here. Let's not play any games. Vince McMahon, please don't be upset with me for saying this, but clearly this is a situation where the company just had nothing for Dean Ambrose. So they just threw this match together. Threw this feud together, whatever. With that said, it's not a bad thing to be paired up against Chris Jericho, who, for my money, is doing some of his best work he's done in years. I mean, straight up, Jack. Chris Jericho is the top heel in the company, and that's a fact. That's the facts, Jack. Yeah. So, this should be a good match, although I will say that the only way it's going to come off in a positive manner is if Jericho adjusts to the Dean Ambrose style, which, it's a little bit of garbage wrestling. It's a lot of brawling or what have you. Dean Ambrose, his in-ring work is very one-dimensional. I don't feel that he's good enough to adjust to Chris Jericho's style, which is Jericho can do it all. Dean Ambrose is just not that guy. And that's not a knock against Ambrose. There are always positive and negatives, pros and cons to every performer. And that's Ambrose. He can, what he does very well. But if you try to put him in a position where he has to have a 5-star technical match, it just ain't going to happen. This guy's a meat and potatoes, punch you in the face kind of guy, which is okay. So expect Jericho to do a lot of brawling in this match, and it should go off pretty well. Hopefully Jericho goes over. I don't want to see Ambrose go over, but let's have Jericho go over, and once again, let's have him do so in a nefarious way. He does something, break the rules, wins the match. That way protects Ambrose, and if you want to continue this feud, that's fine. If not, then we can wrap this up and move on to the next thing. But we'll see what happens there. Interestingly enough, the next match is the Intercontinental Championship match. We have the champion, The Miz, versus Cesaro. Now, look, Miz has really stepped up his game, and I'll tell you, I am impressed. The whole movie star gimmick is just, it works. It is great to see his lovely wife, Maurice. She's so talented. It's great to see her back in the WWE. She's been doing a fantastic job as the quote-unquote director since The Miz is the movie star. So that's pretty cool. Cesaro, great to see him back, coming off that serious injury that he had. I believe it was a shoulder injury. He has still looked a little rusty in the ring since he's been back. And that's okay. I mean, we all know that Cesaro is a world-class athlete, world-class performer. He's going to be fine. He just needs to get a few more matches under his belt to get comfortable again. So I expect The Miz to find a way to win this match. Hopefully Maurice cheats, does something to help The Miz win this match, and we can continue this feud going on to the next pay-per-view or what have you. I don't expect Cesaro to win the Intercontinental Championship coming back off of injury, so expect him to get crowned champion so soon. That just wouldn't make any sense. But I do expect this match to be entertaining. Expect Maurice to do a lot of strange facials and yelling and all kinds of exciting things, so it should be entertaining. Next up we have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, this match has the potential to steal the show. It's one of two matches that could do this here. I don't have a clue. I don't really have much of a prediction of who should win this match, but I'll tell you right now, if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are on the card and they're wrestling each other, I'm buying in, I'm watching, I'm glued to my seat. That's the end of it, okay? I don't care if it's WWE, NXT, TNA, who knows what. It doesn't matter. It could be wrestling on the moon. I'm flying to the moon to watch these two go at it, because let me tell you something, folks. These are pound for pound two of the best wrestlers in the world. Sami Zayn continues to have amazing matches with everybody, and Kevin Owens, he does his thing well. You buy into Kevin Owens because he's legitimate. He knows what he's doing. He continues to impress. He should be in the world title picture, and hopefully he will be sooner rather than later. I will say that I'm a little concerned about Sami Zayn and Owens because they're such good friends and they've wrestled each other so many times. Their tendency to do a lot of flippy moves and high spots. Listen, I prefer to see less risky high spots and more storytelling. Let's have Zayn attempt a move, mess it up, and then Kevin Owens work on a particular body part as a result of the move not going off correctly. And let's have Owens work him over the entire match, jaw at the fans, get the fans upset, booing, really emotionally invested, build it up, and then at the crescendo, Sami Zayn hits some kind of high spot flippy move, boom, give him one good one there, and then he goes over 1, 2, 3. You can continue the feud after that. Give the fans something, because finally you have a babyface winning the match. Considering I'm predicting so many bad guys winning previous matches. And like I said, you continue this feud going on because these guys, you buy in, you always want to see them wrestle each other. That would be cool. Sami Zayn over Kevin Owens, that's my prediction on that. We'll be back in a moment here, folks. But once again, another word from our sponsor. Butter Love. Soft, silky, Butter Love moisturizing body butter. Made with organic shea butter. Butter Love is your go-to moisturizer for all your body needs. Visit butterlove.com. That's butterlove.com. Oh yeah. Alright, we're back. And once again, we are reviewing WWE Payback, which is live on the WWE Network this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we have the second match of the night that very well could steal the show. And I'm talking about the WWE Women's Championship, Charlotte, who's the champion, versus Natalya. Listen, talk about an exciting potential match here. We have Charlotte, with the greatest wrestler of all time, Nature Boy Ric Flair, in her corner. That's her daddy and her manager, going up against Natalia, who is the niece of the great WWE legend Bret the Hitman Hart, who's also going to be in her corner. So just to see those two legends standing in the corner of these two terrific wrestlers is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see this one here, folks. I like the pairing because it gives Charlotte someone legitimate to feud with. Okay? Natty, pound for pound, if she's not the best wrestler on the female roster, then she's at least number 2. Okay? She can mix it up with anybody. She does a great job, especially when she's in there with a solid talent, which is exactly what Charlotte is. Charlotte is fantastic in the ring. So this is going to be great. They've been teasing the Ric Flair Charlotte break, meaning eventually you're going to split these two up. I would be okay with Flair trying to help Charlotte win the match, and yet he somehow costs her the match. Now, folks, I understand the fact that if Charlotte loses this match, then she's going to lose her WWE Women's Championship. And hey, that's okay. Okay? Don't go beating me up here. That's okay for 2 reasons. Number 1, we can have the Charlotte versus Ric Flair feud, where it eventually transitions into Flair managing other female talent, and then he can send them in to battle Charlotte, so you can continue to build her up. Also, we give Natty the title. She deserves it because she has done such a fantastic job. She puts on great wrestling. She's doing a great job on Total Divas. She's legitimate. She's not going to take away from the prestige of the WWE Women's Championship. And more importantly, she'll be a great transitional champion into Sasha Banks, the person who really deserves to have that championship sooner rather than later. If we have a situation where Sasha Banks takes on Natty in the next month and takes that title away from her, now you can really press play on having Charlotte and Sasha eventually going head to head, hopefully at SummerSlam, which is what everybody wants to see. So let's kick it into high gear, put the title on Natty, let's have Natty parade around with it for a month, let's have Sasha take it from her, and then we can move on to the big stuff here, which would be great. So my prediction, once again, Natty upsets the champion Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship, and those two feuds break off. We have Charlotte versus Ric Flair and whoever Ric Flair's managing, and then we have Natty versus Sasha Banks, which would be fantastic. All right, now moving on to the McMahon special announcement. Mr. Vince McMahon is going to announce who controls WWE Monday Night Raw. He's going to do this at the pay-per-view at WWE Payback. This should be interesting. We have Stephanie and we have Shane, 2 siblings who continue to feud with each other. Once again, folks, I believe this is leading up to the brand split, where we're going to have one McMahon running SmackDown as a separate company and the other McMahon running Monday Night Raw as a separate company. I'm all in on this. We need to do this. There is so much talent on the roster right now that you really have to have a brand split in order to feature everybody. Because right now there just isn't enough slots. Some of the storylines are taking up too much time, and during that same time you could be featuring other talents that the fans would love to see. So I'm not sure which way this is going to go, other than the fact that we're going to have a brand split. I will say this though, anytime the McMahons are on, I'm watching, especially when it comes to family conflict. We love to see that stuff. It's great stuff. Can't wait. What's that? Can't wait. All right. Now, last and certainly least, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. The champion Roman Reigns, versus the challenger AJ Styles. That's right. AJ Styles, folks. This is going to be an interesting match here. I will say good luck to AJ. He's going to need it. Roman Reigns is terrible in the ring. I'll toss him a bone and say that he does fairly well at the pay-per-views. He steps his game up. But overall, I'm still not impressed with Roman. I do not feel Roman should be WWE Heavyweight Champion. I think that he's been extremely disappointing. That doesn't mean there isn't money in Roman, and certainly WWE's finding a way to squeeze it out. But, come on. This guy leaves a lot to be desired. So this match with AJ is interesting because of all the implications. I don't expect the in-ring action to be that great. And I'm not saying that as a knock against AJ, because we all know AJ's world class. He's fantastic in the ring. But Roman Reigns is so terrible that I don't see AJ being able to overcompensate for how awful, I mean awful, this Roman Reigns is in the ring. And you can quote me on that, Jack. And listen, I don't care if The Rock, if Rikishi, Alpha, and Sika, the Wild Samoans, I don't care if the whole family comes and gives me a stink face. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to point out the fact that Roman Reigns is terrible. To quote the franchise Shane Douglas, he sucks, he sucks, he sucks. Okay, all right, got it out of my system. I really don't like Roman Reigns. I enjoy booing this guy. That's just the way it is. I will pay to boo this guy. In fact, I have paid to boo this guy at the WWE TLC pay-per-view that they had in my hometown, Boston. That was fantastic. It was fantastic when Reigns was beating up on Triple H, and here Duke who loves stuff, except for Roman Reigns. And I sat there in his face, and I continued to tell him, don't do it, Roman. Don't do it, Roman. They picked it up on the mic. It was fantastic. And then when he slammed Triple H, he powerbombed Triple H to the table, I said, why'd you do it, Roman? Why'd you do it? And then I proceeded to boo him. And I booed the heck out of him so much that he was glaring at me. I'm sure he wanted to Superman punch me in the face, and that would have been all right with me, because you know something, Roman Reigns, you, sir, are boo-worthy. I can't stand you. I just, forget about this Roman Reigns guy. Forget about him. AJ Styles, on the other hand, he's the man. Love AJ. AJ's the best. Expect AJ to somehow, some way, be affected by his buddies, the former Bullet Club, a.k.a. Carl Anderson, Machine Gun, and Doc Gallows. I'm going to call him Doc. I understand that you guys want to call him Drew or whatever the heck you call him. He's Doc Gallows to me. Expect those guys to have some kind of role in here. There's speculation that they're going to turn on AJ. There's speculation that they're going to align themselves with Roman Reigns. There's speculation that they're just going to bust in there and beat AJ's army and help him win the title. I don't care how it goes. I just want it to go. We need those guys somehow, some way, mixing it up and involved in this matchup in order to save it, because I'm telling you right now, Roman Reigns is so terrible. This guy is terrible that he is going to stink up the joint. I feel like Vince Russo right now. Come on, bro. He's going to stink up the joint with this match. So it's important to add some other people to the mix to help out here. We will see. I say all this to say, folks, it should be an exciting card. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, Duke loves Payback. At least for now. On paper, I expect it to be better than WrestleMania overall. The matches certainly look better than WrestleMania matches. And hey, if you don't agree with me, that's okay. To quote the great Nature Boy Ric Flair, whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to live with it, because it's the best thing going. Woo! Okay, folks, like I said, this Sunday on the WWE Network, it's only $9.99. Catch it, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pre-show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see that Kalisto versus Ryback, which hopefully you do, please support Kalisto. He's fantastic. Tune in about 7:30, and you'll get a chance to see that match. But we're going for Payback here. It's going to be great. And that's all for now. I will say, actually, P.S. I will say, there's been some interesting things going on in the world of professional wrestling this past week, by the way. We'll touch more upon that when we do the Raw recap, which is coming up Tuesday. That's going to be right after Raw there. We'll probably post it Monday night, as long as I'm not too tired. Listen, Duke loves wrestling, but Duke also loves his sleep. So we'll see there, folks. But I say all that to say, be good to yourselves, be good to others, because we are here to help others. That's what my old principal used to say to me years ago, my buddy Pat O'Shea. Pat O'Shea, if you're listening, I'm still quoting you, sir, but Pat O'Shea would say, we are here to help others, in his thick Massachusetts accent. That's what all I'm here for. That's all my wife's here for. That's all my son is here for, to help others. So I say that to say to all you folks, be good to yourselves, be good to others. That's what we're here for. And make your life fruitful by adhering to those lessons. All right, folks, we will see you again soon. Take care.